Hello, hello, hello. Hey, there we go, sound. Apologies, guys, because I'm in the kitchen and I haven't got the microphone. So normally I plug a little mic in when I'm in my room and I chat, but I didn't do that. And then stupid computer forgot to just switch it over to the inbuilt mic. So there we go. Can you hear me now? Am I loud and clear? I'm going to assume not. So yeah, 100 grams of flour. Is that all? Yeah, 100 grams of flour. Not very much. Ooh. Let me get the chat window up as well. There we go. There we go. So yeah, twig, cassava. What's going on? Can't hear nothing. So, nice one. Koshani says much better. Thank you, Koshani. And D Ringit says clear as the sky. Excellent. Twig says he got a PS2, so he's happy. Spent $80 and got a PS2, 2 controllers, and some banger-ass games. I'm ready for pancakes. Yeah! Awesome. Pancakes and PS2, that is a strong combo. I had a PS2. That was the last games console. Actually, no, I think I had a PS3 for a bit. But the last games console that I was really emotionally invested in was the PS2. Got a flower on me already. 1 second, I need I haven't got my little jug thing. I'm going to have to guess it. Is 300 grams the same as 300 millilitres? Let's hope so. That's what I'm going to go for. So here we go, 300 mils of milk. Full fat, we're not messing about with that semi-skimmed nonsense. Seems like quite a lot. Okay. Got a bit of a tickle in my throat as well. I'm hoping it's not coronavirus. It's quite, it's been quite interesting watching the media going mad basically, and gradually, I was just oh, it's just more fear mongering. It's just the media trying to get everyone scared and sell more papers and get everyone watching the news. But it's worked because over the last couple of days, I'm gradually is this actually going to become a zombie outbreak? And I went to the supermarket just now. And there's literally, I don't know, as a percentage, maybe still not that many, maybe 5 or 10%, but people wearing masks, walking around, and it's it's kind of scary. So, obviously I've got a little cough, and I'm definitely got coronavirus, I'm not going to die. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to get these pancakes made, so that if that is my last meal, it can be a good one. But anyway, Twig Kasawa says, how's life, my man? It's good other than that. Other than the pending zombie apocalypse, I can't complain. I was saying that I have these Airbnb properties, and I've got a couple of houses that were causing me loads of problems, and I gave them back at the weekend, and it feels like such a weight lifted off my chest and off my shoulders to know that that's kind of not my problem anymore. And yeah, it's a nice feeling, man. And today, I mean, I've still not had that much time to do music stuff. I've still had to do quite a lot to do with that. But even just knowing that kind of stress now is gone, it's a nice feeling. So I'm good. How are you? Right, that was the milk and the flour. We also need a tablespoon of sunflower or vegetable oil, which I've got right here. Here we go. Twig says, yeah, no, we had one scare in the West Coast and literally everyone in the centre of my city in the East Coast bought out every mask. There are no masks to be found anywhere in my city. So panic buying masks. That's a new one. I haven't heard that yet, but that doesn't surprise me. We had a storm must have been about 2 years ago now. And I remember you couldn't get bread in the local supermarket. And me and my mate went there really late at night one time, and there was a guy just working there. And he wasn't the sharpest tool in the box, this lad. And we said to him where's all the bread? And he was oh, he was proper Bristolian, so he had an accent like this, right? And he was oh, people just panic buying it, ain't they? Just coming in, just buying 20 loaves at a time, just means that we run out. And we're oh right, shit. And he was yeah, it's terrible. Can't believe people are panic buying like that. And we're oh right, well, when are you getting some more bread in? So it's coming in tomorrow morning at 6. So if I was you, I'd come in, buy as much as you can, and then go, because otherwise it's all going to go. And we're like, that's panic buying. You've just told us to panic buy. But yeah, that's what I did. So that was the oil, egg. So it says 2 large eggs, but like, I don't know if you can tell, that is a fucking big egg. So I reckon that's going to do. It's a duck egg, because I'm fancy like that. And I reckon that's easily 2 normal eggs. I reckon. Let's give it a go anyway. They're harder to crack. Zirkle, that's a cool name. Sup Zirkle. VNP was my fave last track, Swinging Spring, awesome. Can't wait for your new collab with Wolfgang later today. Oh yeah. Alright, nice one, man. So you've kind of like preempted the panda element of the title of this live stream tonight, because the title is Pancakes and Pandas, and as Zirkle724 ever so accurately points out, oh, this pancake batter is coming together like a motherfucker. I was worried I put too much milk in, but this is perfect. As Zirkle724 points out, the track is premiering on Funky Panda today. So I'm dead chuffed about that. And I've got Wolfgang to thank for that, because he has sorted it all out. But basically, Funky Panda starts Swinging Spring today. It's like their month of electro swing. And he's managed to get us like the first position, basically. We're like the first song they're going to play. So that is pretty sweet. And that's going live tonight in about 2 hours, I think. It's about half, excuse me. Ooh, I just realised laptop's not actually plugged in. Oh, classic. Classic offbeat. It's not working either. What's going on? There we go. Oh, hang on. Getting my jello out of the way. There we go. There we go. STY Toxic says, hey, good evening. You're doing good? Nice one, man. I'm mankind. Oh, I'm making my dinner, which consists of 2 grilled sandwiches. Nice. Why not? And D Ring It says, 101 minute, boys. Oh, yeah. I'm guessing that's till the premiere of Swinging Spring, which is very exciting. I'm very excited. I can't wait to see how it does. And this says, well, mate, can't believe we're watching you with your batter. And why ever not? I could have a cooking show. I could do any content. No, I'm really at risk of messing these pancakes up actually if I don't concentrate. So that is my pancake batter. Beautiful consistency. And now I've got my frying pan. Can you guys see me all right? Is the chat window in the way? I'm going to move the chat window because I think you can see me, but you can't see... can't see the oven. There we go. Right, so there we go. Oh, it's like a proper professional cookery show, isn't it? Definitely not. Okay. So keep it on low. Don't want to burn these little bad boys. I've got my plate here to whack them on when they're done. I'm going to concentrate on this now, guys. So I will read comments on that in a little bit, but I don't want to set myself or the house on fire, which is likely if I don't concentrate. So I'm going to try and not multitask, basically, because I'm terrible at it. Andy Grimes says, I'll come round and make you lemon drizzle and stream that. That sounds like a bit threatening, mate, when you say it like that. I do love lemon drizzle cake, but have another man threaten to come around and do that. It's a bit sinister. Right. Twig says, to make up for the French for your lack of knowledge, next time you should make crepes. What do you mean my lack of knowledge? About what? Oh, the French people that I couldn't even communicate even slightly to that stayed in my Airbnb. That's a good point. I don't think they follow me on Facebook or YouTube, though, sadly. Cool if they did, though. Right. I'm going to let that just melt a little bit, so I will chat a little bit more. Twig says, set the house on fire, then you can simultaneously cook every food item in your house, and then you'll never need to cook again. Yeah, that is true. But I also never need to like sleep again because I'll be dead and I won't need a house either. So that's probably not ideal. But not a bad idea. Good effort. Cool, just waiting for that to melt. So yeah, Swinging Spring. So Swinging Spring is probably the reason a lot of you have even heard of me, because I don't mean the new track that me and Wolfgang are releasing, I mean the season that Funky Panda does every year, because that was like my first break basically, because I released my first EP, People Watching. It was just called People Watching. It wasn't called People Watching 1. There was no People Watching 2 at the time. So yeah, People Watching came out in 2013, I think, maybe 2014. I think it was 2000. Anyway, around then, and like no one knew who I was. Like, and I probably had about 20 downloads or something like that, and it was all from like just basically my mates and like my family and stuff like that. Like I'd look at my mailing list, like subscribers, and like I knew every single person on there. And I was like, oh, and I put it on YouTube, and I didn't like blow up and get famous overnight, which was like definitely not what I was expecting. I've been led to believe that all I have to do is put a funny video on YouTube and I'd be a hit. So I was a bit pissed off about that. But yeah, I quite quickly learned that I needed to like get it on some big channels, and that would help me reach a bigger audience. And I messaged quite a few of them, but then Funky Panda was the first one that the first big one that gave me a big break, and it was the song Just Clicked, which is still one of my most popular songs. I still get new people finding me because of that song, like pretty much every day, which is really cool. But yeah, it was amazing because like I sent them the track, they said they would upload it, and I didn't know when they were going to do it, and then I was just sat in my front room, and because at the time I got like email notifications whenever I got like a new subscriber, because I had that few that I used to get an email every time one came through. And I was sat watching TV one night, and then suddenly my phone just started going like ping, 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 and I was like, what's going on? And I checked it out, and I was like, oh shit, it's like it's gone up on Funky Panda, and I got something like 50 downloads that night, which doesn't sound like loads, but if you consider that I'd had 20 up until that point, and it'd be like a month or something, it seemed like a lot. And then I woke up the next morning and I had loads more, and that song had had like thousands of views and loads of like lovely comments from people, and it basically like launched me. Like I didn't, obviously I'm not I'm not massive as an artist, but a lot of you guys are here don't know me personally, or didn't know me personally to begin with. So a lot of the reason people discover me is from that track. So I've had quite a few tracks go up on Funky Panda, on Swinging Spring now, and I don't think any of them has done as well as Just Clicked. So I'm always like, obviously I'm grateful for every song that goes up, but I'm also always like, I kind of want it to beat Just Clicked. I want it to be better. And like, I think a lot of artists have that, where like they'll make one song that's like popular, and then everything else they make after that isn't as popular. And then I personally know a couple of artists where that's definitely the case. And it's looking all right, but it's like stuck to the pan a little bit. I want to do that flip thing. There we go. Right, watch this. Ready for a flip? Didn't work. I think it's too thick. Bollocks. It's like, it probably tastes alright, but it's just, yeah. Alright, that one's not worked. We'll call this a practice one. I'm going to get a practice plate. Sorry, chaps. There we go. Let's try again. I'll quickly do some comments. Fire Warrior says, suit indeed, Fire Warrior. The fact you have 5.75k sub is lame, your music is great. Thank you, I agree with both of those statements. D-Ring8 says, the first thing I heard from you was Just Clicked, man, that hooked me in, still does, instantly it's my jam, good stuff mate, thank you. Personally, Fire Warrior says, personally, I like Offbeat and Odd Chap, P&P is my fave song from you. Cool, thanks very much. That's very different in style, but it's cool, I'm glad you like it. Twig says, hey Ollie, how much do I have to pay to have you eat an egg on stream? Also about the panda thing, pretty sure they got YouTube recommendations, so that was essentially your foot in the door to success. Yeah man, thank you. Twig says, F's in the chat for my man Sad Pancake. And Wolfito says, Ollie, long time no see, enjoy your meal. Thank you, big up, how's it going Wolfito? Nice one. Right, okay, let's try it again guys. I feel like I've got my momentum now, so hopefully this one will be a little bit better. I think I just need to be a little bit more confident with the batter. I made it a bit thick last time. Yes, mate. That's more fucking like it. Need it to be a bit thinner, and then it can cook a bit better, and then give it the old flip shot. So yeah, I'm going to try this like test run one. Tastes good. That bit's a bit uncooked. I think these will be decent. Once I get the consistency right and I cook them properly, I think this is going to be good. That will definitely need cooking a bit more. STY Toxic says, you've got this second one. Try flipping it a bit higher. Thank you, I will. Unfortunately, this thing's in the way, so I'm kind of like limited in how much I can flip it. I could do it out here a little bit, but then if it goes wrong, it's definitely going on the floor. Oh, this one's dead. This is going to be the one. I can already tell this one's going to be better. This one is, oh, this one. Can you hear that? Can you hear the little rustle? Right, ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, so close! Thing is, did you see? Yeah, you can see it's like fucked it on the side. But you can just go there in the test pile. The bit that went in is good. That's alright. So we're getting there. I'd say that's progress. The last one, yeah, that's alright. Not bad. Okay. Fire Warrior. Also, that song is 4 mins and 4 seconds, aka 404. Yeah, nice. That wasn't intentional, but I'm gonna take the credit for that and pretend it was. Twig says, actually, would you say that you've reached the point of success, or would you say there's still a ways to go, or do you think it's past? That's a very interesting question. I was actually planning on doing a whole stream at some point about that and like what people consider success. I think it's really important to like define success before you go after it, because otherwise it's very easy to just keep going and then you're never like satisfied. I don't know what success looks like for me. Well, I do actually. That's not true. I do know what it looks like for me. For me, it is making like enough money off music to be able to just do that full time. And then once I've done that, I'll consider that I've made it, basically. I won't stop there, obviously. I still want as many people to hear my music as possible. But for me, like, Oh, you twat. Hang on. That is looking decent though, even though I just... Oh! Did it again. Even though I just folded it in half, the like consistency is spot on. Twig says, someone called the cops, that man just guillotined a pancake. Pretty much. What was I saying? Success. Yeah. So basically, once I'm making like a living off my music, that's when I'll consider myself a success. In terms of like what I constitute as like fame, like I don't want to be like mega famous. I don't want to ever get to the point where I'm getting like harassed and I can't walk down the street and stuff. But I am definitely like a bit egotistical, and I do want people to like know who I am. There's a bit of like legacy psychology going on there, where I want my music to sort of like live on after I die, that sort of thing. So there's a few different like factors involved for me, but basically the way I will define success is when it's my full-time job, which is not at the moment. But maybe I could become a pancake like chef, and that could be my full-time job, because I think I've missed my calling in life, to be honest, because this is nailing it. Right, we are getting there though, because that definitely looks a lot better. You see that? There we go. It is only half, but that half is looking decent. There we go, right. Let's get another one on the go. I think I need a bit more butter though. There we go. What about you guys? How do you like define success? And because that's the interesting thing as well. Like, I think it's very easy to be like unsatisfied no matter what level you're at. And like, I can't remember who it was. Someone said a minute ago, like, I've only got 5.75 thousand streams or some subscribers on YouTube. Excuse me, and that's lame. And I actually have a lot more. And like, yeah, I kind of feel like that too. I'm sort of like, that's not that many compared to like a lot of YouTubers, and like there are some that I definitely think I'm better than. And I think, maybe it's like a bit unfair that I've not got as many. But I also like would have absolutely creamed my pants if when I first started I got 5,000. So it's kind of relative. Like when you've got nothing, 5,000 is loads. When you've been doing it for a while and you see other people who've got more than you, maybe it doesn't seem as much. But it's all relative. It's all how you perceive it. So I'm super grateful for the ones I've got. And what I do think I have, which maybe other like YouTubers don't have, and not even other YouTubers, but other musicians or content creators in general, is I've got, I think, a really like tight-knit community of you guys, and like people who leave comments and people who email me, and I've got a lot of like interaction from the people that follow me. So it may not be like hundreds of thousands or millions of people, but the ones that do are quite invested in what I do, I feel. And I don't think that's the same for other people. So you look at someone like, I don't know. Actually, I'm not going to name names because there's no point getting into that. But like, you look at some people who are much bigger, and maybe it gets to a point where they're too big and they can't respond to everything. That's totally understandable. But also maybe like they weren't like that to begin with either, and it doesn't encourage that in their like followers. So it's interesting. Time for another pancake. This is going to be the one. I can sense it. There's only enough batter for one left after this. Twig says, Ollie, it seems relative until you reach the point where you meet your fans. A room of 20 is overwhelming for some, and you're out there with a room full of 5,000. Yeah, true. Well, I haven't. Actually, have I? I don't know if I've performed to that many people before. I might have done with some of the festivals with the swing hoppers. I know you're talking about like a room full of 5,000 being like YouTube. That's kind of the case, but also I think a lot of those 5,000 people probably don't get like notifications. They don't get to see everything I do, or like, you know, they don't get notified and they don't know about everything I do. So, and I think these streams are a good indicator of that, because like I'm streaming to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. And generally I have around like between 10 and 20 people come to these things, which again, I'm not knocking at all. I'm super grateful for the people who do come. But as a percentage of the like 5,000 that follow me on YouTube and I think it's a similar amount of people that follow me on Facebook, it's a fraction of a percent. And that's to do with the reach, that's to do with the platforms like telling people that I'm doing that, which again is fair enough, because there's a lot of people on those platforms and like they can't all be told everything at once, and they can't all come to everything at once, and different people have different levels of like interest and investment and stuff as well. So like I don't sort of, I'm not like bitter about it, but I understand how it works. And I think if I wanted to get like 5,000 people to come to a stream, I'd need like, God knows, like 500,000 subscribers maybe, or possibly even more than that. I don't know if there's like a law of diminishing returns. Oh yes, didn't even need to like prize that one with the spatula this time. This one is gonna fucking be the one. You wait. I'm not gonna do it right now though. I'm gonna give it a minute. Just let it crisp up a little bit. Give it a bit more crisping time. So what's everyone else saying? STY Toxic says that's a nice looking pancake, man. Thank you very much. It's pretty much all pancake related banter. That's all good. So let's talk music, guys. Have you heard? Because I released another track today as well, which is one off my album called Same Old, which is like a little like spooky horror story. How many of you have had a chance to check that out yet? And what do you think? And have you heard it before on the album, or is it the first time you've heard it? Because I've been pleasantly surprised actually by the reactions to it. Because I haven't listened to it for quite a while. Like once I've put music out there, I tend to not listen to it for a long time. And I was like making the lyric video for it, and I was listening to it, and I was like, this is cool. It's like a cool story, but I don't know how this is going to go down with like the general public, because it's quite different to what I normally do. Not sure how it's going to be received. And so far, the comments have been great. Loads of the comments are people saying it's their favourite track on the album, which I'm kind of like pleasantly surprised by. And actually, I've got a couple of ideas for like sequels to that track as well. So I'm going to do a behind the bars about it and like touch on that. But yeah, I've got a couple of ideas for sequels as well. So it's good that people like it, because I want to do more. So Twig, actually, wait one sec, Twig. Let me flip this little motherfucker. Guys, you ready? This one's going to be the one. 1, 2, 3. Oh shit! 3. Oh, so close. It's not falling apart though, so this one I think can be salvaged. He says. Yes, look at that. Is it? Full pancake. Boom. Twig says, yeah, but it still means 5k people were interested enough to say, yeah, I want to remember this channel, I'll subscribe. So you can actually count all of them as fans, no matter how dedicated also. That's a good point, man, thank you. And that's what I mean about stuff being relative. Like, it's easy for me to look at that and go like, I want more. But actually, that's a shitload of people. 5,000 people is a lot of people. And yeah, you're quite right. They have at some point, they've all gone, this is cool, click, subscribe. And there's also like people on different platforms as well. So that's YouTube, but then I've got a similar amount on Facebook, and there's not much crossover, I don't think. My Instagram is poor. I'm not very good at Instagram because I don't use it myself as a person. I'm too old. I like Facebook, so I don't really use Instagram, and therefore I never remember to update it. Like it's always like whenever I do, I'm like, oh shit, I've got to do that. Whereas with like Facebook, I naturally use that as a person, so it makes sense to use it for marketing. Steam-powered animator. Hello, mate. I've seen you comment on a couple of bits recently. Thank you for coming along. Says, heard it on the album a while back. It's still one of my favourites. Very different in time, but it worked really well. Nice one, mate. Thank you. STY Toxic says, there was a teaser of That Same Old Right a long time ago, showing tracks from the album. Yeah, I mean, I teased everything off the album when I brought it out, and you're right, it was a long time ago. It was when the album came out. Just one sec. Oh, did you see that? Did you see that? That was a proper flip, and it worked. That's what we've been waiting for, guys. Fucked into the plate a little bit, but there we go. Right, last one, I think. I think it's the last one. Might be enough for one more little one. I'm definitely a bit of a pancake connoisseur now. It's all about getting a thin layer, letting it distribute evenly so it's nice and thin, paper thin, and then it cooks nice and even. Cool, yeah. STY Toxic, there was a teaser of The Same Old Right. Yeah, so I did tease all of them. That was a mistake. Not teasing them all, but teasing them all at once, because I thought I was being like really generous, where I was like, right, I'll give like a minute of all of these tracks. I'll put them all up at once, and then everyone can listen to it. It's almost like a little mini version of the album. They can listen to every track in one go. And like YouTube punished me for that because it thought I was like spamming. And I even got some not hate, but like got some like perturbed comments from people being like, "Oh, way to upload everything at once and fill up my notifications box. Thanks." It was like basically giving you an album for free. Chill out. But yeah, I've learned from that mistake. So next time I will do it like one track at a time. And also, it's stupid of me to do that because all that means is that like even if people liked it and it got like a big like push on the day, it would only be one day where you get that. Whereas if you do it like every day, then you get like a constant wave of interest, and that's better. But you learn from your mistakes, don't you? And that's what I've done. This one is a beauty. What a little beauty. It's stuck. I said to my flatmate earlier, did he want some pancakes? And he was like, no man, I'm trying to like watch my weight. I'm going to go to the gym instead. And actually there's not enough for him now, so it's just as well. It's just enough for me, which is good. So Twig says, I have a very important question, which I suspect isn't very important, but go on. And STY Toxic says, where did you get the idea of Same Old from? Some horror story or movie? Well, I was going to save that till Behind the Bars, which I'm going to release on Friday. But since you asked so nicely, I will share that with you. Basically, it's a combination of three things, I would say. One is like real life experience, because I grew up in a little town, and the feeling that like everyone who stayed there got older quicker was like a genuine feeling that I had, and I still have when I go back now. I see people that I went to school with, and they look old and haggard. And like, I mean, I'm no spring chicken now, but like, they look nice. And but also the style of it. There were two influences in particular that were like particularly prominent for me. One was an old TV show called Erie, Indiana, which some of you may have seen. It was in like the 90s, but I think it's like got a bit of like a cult status, so you might know about it. And that was basically these two young kids who like solved mysteries in their neighbourhood, but it was always, there was like a really sinister like element to it, and it was like they had like an episode where there was a woman who kept like her kids in Tupperware, like giant Tupperware cases and stuff to keep them young forever, and stuff like that. And then, but they were like, it was like an anthology thing, so every episode was like a different story. And there was one where like a guy had braces and he could like pick up what dogs were thinking, and it turned out the dog was going to like take over the world, and then I think they ate him in It's flipping time. Guys, who's fucking cracked it? Who's fucking cracked it? I have. Offbeat is the Pancake King. That one is going to be delicious. So that was the second influence, and then the third one, which was major actually, because that was more like to do with the like aesthetic and the general tone. As wanky as that sounds, talking about the aesthetic of the story of a fucking rap song. The third thing was a story by Clive Barker, which Andy Grimes remembers Erie, Indiana. Yes, no. Yeah, there's a story by Clive Barker. So Clive Barker is an author who has written like some really major horror books that have been turned into horror movies. So like Hellraiser, you know, Pinhead, the guy with all the like nails sticking out of his head, and Candyman as well, which they're doing a reboot / sequel to, which is coming out in like 20 days and is directed by Jordan Peele, I think. Yeah, I can't wait for that. It's gonna be epic. But yeah, Clive Barker wrote the stories for them, so they're like serious horror, really, really violent, really, really like mature adult shit. But he wrote like a kids book as well called The Thief of Always. That one's done. Yeah, it's a bit crispy actually. It's a little bit like a poppadom, that one. Yeah, he wrote a book called There's Enough for Just One More Little One, I think. Wrote a book called The Thief of Always, and it's like a kid's book, but it's really sinister. And basically, the story is this kid like goes away to this like magical place, and it's like this house, and it's like a dream house where like everything you want kind of comes true. So it's like Christmas every day, and there's like a big like feast every day, and like it's perfect. It's like his like dream place if you're a kid. And then bit by bit, like he starts noticing like creepy shit, and then he kind of like discovers actually the house isn't like all it seems, and then he escapes, and when he goes back home, he realizes that like he hasn't aged, but everyone else has, and like like he's been gone for like 50 years or something like that, and even though in the story it feels like he's been gone for like a week. He gets home and everyone's like 50 years older. So it's a little bit like Flight of the Navigator as well, if you remember that. Andrew Grimes will remember that because I think he is a similar age to me. So yeah, those were the three main influences for that song. My own experiences, Erie, Indiana, and The Thief of Always by Clive Barker. So yeah, really good. If you haven't seen Erie, Indiana, or you haven't read The Thief of Always, both highly recommended, particularly The Thief of Always. I really, really like that book. So yeah, STY Toxic says flipping skills mastered in 30 minutes. Yeah, boy. I'm just going to do this last one, and then we're going to eat these bitches. Pancakes, I'm calling bitches, not you guys. So what toppings should we have on these pancakes? Because I've got lemon and sugar, classic. I also got some fake Nutella. And I will be guided by you guys. Although I kind of hope you say a bit of each, because that's what I want. Andy Ryan says, got maple syrup? No, that's the one thing I haven't got. That's the two options. Lemon and sugar, Nutella. So let me know. Oh no, this one's all going wrong. I think I might have got too cocky. I'm scared to flip this one now. I kind of want to quit while I was ahead. I nailed that last one, so I'm worried this one's going to be a complete disaster. I spoke too soon. Fuck it. Yes! The king lives! Coconut and Nutella and honey. That's a great shout. I like them with jam. Strawberry jam on them is divine. That's a shout, actually. I've got a bit of jam. Twig says coconut and Nutella and honey. That sounds amazing. I haven't got any coconut though, but that would be epic. And Andrew Grimes says some of each on separate ones then. Yeah, I think that's a good shout, mate. Let's do that. Right. So we've got 3, 2.5, and then another one on the way, which is sort of like a half as well. So the recipe said this makes 6, and I've got almost 3, which is not ideal, but we had that test run one as well. That's looking ever so sad now, just there by itself. Sorry, dead pancake. I love Nutella. A little bit too much, actually. It's like, I was debating whether or not to buy this, because I was like, thing is, it's going to go in like a couple of days if I buy it. I'm not going to just be able to leave it there. I'm just going to nail it in like, by the end of the week. Oh well. Oh no. Love it. Right. There's one. So we haven't got long now either till the Funky Panda primo of Swing and Spring either. You guys going to tune in for that? Because you haven't actually heard it properly, have you? Like I played you a little snippet last week, but the actual full track comes out on the 20th. You can listen to it now. Well, not now, tonight, on Funky Panda from about 8 PM, I think. So go get it. Right. Okay, that's 2. That's my 2 chocolate ones. This is basically my dinner. This is quite a lot of food. Yeah, this half one I think might be the best one I did. The others are all a little bit too crispy. Cut the lemon. Do a little squeeze. Pick out the pip. Bit of sugar. Lemon and sugar. There we go. This looks like an absolute disaster, but it's going to taste great. Okay. And final, I'm going to do this one in the pan. There we go. I'm like Salt Bay, but with lemon. Caramelise up a little bit. I think my flatmate's back in time for a pancake. There we go. Right, guys. That is that is it for tonight. I'm not going to subject you to watching me eat them. You can see the masterpiece there. But yeah, I'm going to eat them now. I'm not going to make you watch me stuff my face. But thank you very much for coming along. As I say, Swing in Spring with Wolfgang Law, my latest collab, is coming out in about 20 minutes time on Funky Panda to kick off the Swing in Spring season. So please do go check it out. If you can, give it a like, give it a comment, just give it a bit of support. Make Funky Panda not regret making it the first track of the season. And that's it for me. So what I said to myself, what I do, can you see? I'm just seeing that up there. That's my flatmate's reminder to himself not to gorge. I don't have that on my cupboard, fortunately, which is why it's not a good idea to have an entire jar of Nutella. yeah, what I said to myself was I was going to start like teasing this week about something mega, properly mega, that I am going to be launching. I'm going to be launching it on the 20th of March. So it's the same day that Swing and Spring officially comes out. I'm also going to be launching something solo, which is going to be huge. And I'm going to start talking about it properly next week. Well, I wanted to like basically just like plant a little seed today, this week, and get you guys having a little think and maybe just letting me know if you can guess what it might be. But it is something big. It's, I would say, it's probably the biggest thing, going to be the biggest thing I've done yet. So I'm really, really excited about it. And I just wanted to let you know something massive's on the way. I've like very briefly alluded to it in the past, but like now it's officially starting to ramp up. I've got a launch date in mind for this thing. It's the 20th of March. And so next week I'm going to be announcing it properly, but right now I just wanted to let you know something big is on its way and starting a little thing. So that is it for tonight, guys. I'm just going to quickly read these comments. D Ring It says, dang, they look hella fine, thank you. STY Toxic says, you're going for these 90% calories from Nutella and 10% calories from pancake. Yeah, I told you, mate, it's a bad idea letting me anywhere near a jar of Nutella. You didn't mix Nutella with sugar, did you? Hope those went on different pancakes. Hell yeah! They're right there. And also says, wow, a bit after my beat day, can't wait. Sweet, awesome, man. Cool. Right, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll catch you very soon. Peace.